I'm Sean O'Donnell from Yellowcard, and you are watching Eric live on the air.
Alright, so I am here with
Sean O'Donnell from Yellowcard.
Now, you have been in the band for how long?
I've been in the band for a year this April, and I have been friends with the guys going back into I've been friends with Ryan going back to about '99. And I was in a band called Revolver. We toured a lot with the band before, so while I've been in the band a year, I've kind of been close to the guys for a long time. So
nice.
But it's been fun. It's been a fun year so far. So
now, this was the first album you were in with them.
Yeah, yes. This is the record just came out when you're through thinking say yes, and so. But I've been in the band for a year, so I was there at the start of when we started writing, and kind of got to see it from the beginning of it to its full completion. So
now, who wrote most of the songs? Since you came in right at the beginning, did you get some?
It's a big Yellowcard's a big conglomeration of group effort. It's not like someone writes everything. A lot of times the song will maybe start with Ryan, maybe Ryan and both Ryans, or Ryan and I, or Ryan and Sean, and it comes kind of like that's the beginning of it, like it'll be just like the kind of maybe acoustic guitar and a lyric or a melody, and then once it's brought to the band, that's where it kind of gets fleshed out and becomes a Yellowcard song. So again, it's a big group effort, but I think in the end probably Ryan he has the biggest. He's definitely kind of leading the way a lot of times in terms of the lyrics. Kind of right around the same time they went on hiatus, my band went on hiatus, and it was a phone call or a text message from Ryan. I think it was the fall of '08, and he just kind of said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Nothing." I said, "What are you doing?" And so it was actually before the band got back together. Me and him started writing songs together, just kind of as friends.
Okay.
And so that's kind of what led to me being a part of the group. Other than the fact that like I said, I've been friends with him for a while.
Yeah.
But we really started kind of. He's living in Georgia, and so I'd travel out there and spend a couple months writing. He'd come to San Diego, which is where I live, and write. And so that was kind of part of the hiatus, was spent us just like just working on songs together, because we both always kind of worked more solo or with our bands, but we never really I'd never done that where it's more of a collaboration with another songwriter. So
now, did any of the songs that you two wrote while you were on hiatus make it to this album?
Yeah. Hang You Up was actually a song he had before we started working, but it was definitely not anywhere near what it ended up being. It was kind of, he played it was just kind of like a little acoustic demo, and it was, I think, summer of '09 that me and him kind of did the first demo of it that kind of somewhat resembles what it is now, but then after we brought it into with the band and with producer Neil Averon, it's definitely kind of took on another life. So it's kind of had three different lives. The first one, and then kind of where we took it midway about a year and a half ago, and then kind of what it became. So, and there's a song called Hide that we wrote early last year that was actually kind of a piano demo thing that ended up being the kind of different rock style song that it is on the actual album. So there's another song called Empty Street that's going to be a B-side at some point, will be released, that was also written kind of in that hiatus too. So I love the first song a lot. The Sound of You and Me is one of my favorites. I'm really happy with how that came out. I always liked that song a lot, and it's just fun when it kind of comes out even better than you expected it to. I think Scene for Me is a song we're all very proud of, and me and Ryan had a lot of we worked really hard on kind of the beginning of that, and then it was great to kind of take it and see where it went with everyone's input on it. So probably those two songs are kind of I think I'm most proud of. We did 2 weeks with All Time Low in the UK, we just got done with. And then before that, we had done 2 weeks on our own, where we did Japan, and we did the Philippines, we did 2 dates in Russia and a date in Helsinki. So just came off from the overseas.
You've kind of been everywhere lately.
It's nice to be back in the States, though.
Yeah?
It's a little bit more, everything's a little more convenient. As far as a lot of the places we were early on, English was not the first language, so
yeah.
So it's definitely a little easier to get around and order food.
Yeah.
Because in Japan, I just do a lot of pointing and hope that what I end up with is what I am trying to order.
Yeah.
But Japan was amazing. It was really sad. I mean, it's obviously really sad had I not been there, but having gone there, that was my favorite place on tour. So we're all a little.
Now, had you just left then?
We left probably a week and a half before the earthquake, so it's definitely something that's pretty sad, and we're all still communicating with fans there, because a lot of them. What's great about Twitter is you kind of have like a really kind of one-on-one relationship with a lot of them, and so it was actually good for me at least to feel like I knew that some people were okay, or at least finding out kind of from the inside, you know, how people were dealing with it. And it's hard to hear things like I can't, you know, I haven't talked to my friends or so. But I hope that everything, you know, is gonna. I hope there's something that can be learned from that. I'd really love to go back there. We really had a good time. It's a good idea. As of right now, I don't think there are plans to, but Japan is definitely a country that Yellowcard very much loves. Even before I was in the band, I've known how much they are as much of a fan of the country. Japan is as you know, many Japanese fans we have are very, very loyal, and I feel like it's mutual. Yeah. So I could see that definitely in the future, us doing something. I'd love to.
Nice. Could have started right now.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna be. I don't know what. I have nothing to
kickstart it. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll talk to Ryan.
Yeah, I will. I'll give you the further backstory. And actually, we met Ryan. I was in a punk band called Dogwood that was on Tooth and Nail Records, which was like the Mix PX was on that label. And Ryan joined a band called Craig's Brother. He was in Florida. He moved out to Santa Cruz, and I had known Craig's Brother. I'd been friends with them before their guitar players quit, before he joined the band. So I met him when he was like just leaving. He was either like he had like just left high school, or he was about to leave high school. And so this was in 98, 99. Okay. And I've known him since then. I did that band for a while, and then I was playing guitar in that band, and I wanted to kind of do something a little different. So Revolver was more of a kind of a pop band, kind of like a Weezer kind of style band. I was singing, and I did that for a long time. We put out a record on the Militia Group in 2004, and toured a lot. Like I said, we toured with these guys. Yeah. And then we got signed to Capitol Records in 06, made a record, and then kind of the same change of the upper brass, as you call them, that kind of shelved Paper Walls for them. Also, our band ended up getting released, so it's kind of cool. I mean, that was a really probably hard time for both, for me and for them, but at the same time, it kind of led to me being able to be a part of this, and for them to have the kind of come back together. So that definitely is like the one like silver lining of that. Yeah. Kind of, I think for both of us, we both worked really hard on a record, and making a record's really, really difficult. To have it be shelved, it's something that's very, very, very hard to deal with. But looking back on it now, it's kind of cool, because that's what led to us, you know, me being able to join the band and us getting back together making records. I mean, so far, I feel like the majority of the crowds have just, they ate it up. They've loved it. All the bands on this tour are great, and it's kind of cool having, you know, Yellowcard and All Time Low. Definitely, there's definitely a difference in terms of some of the music, some of the styles, but not at all in terms of like the just wanting every person to have the best time in the crowd. So I think you get it from two different types of bands, which is cool. I mean, there's definitely a lot of intertwining. I mean, you know, they play kind of a pop punk style, and while definitely some of the Yellowcard stuff can get a little bit more. I guess not darker, but just maybe a little bit more, I guess, rock. There's definitely intertwining. Like I've even heard newer songs that they have on the new record that are kind of they're you know, they're young, so they're also expanding. And you know, if you listen to the first Yellowcard songs versus kind of how it goes, you see kind of like a path a songwriter takes. So I definitely don't think our bands are like not the same at all. It's there's you can hear kind of lines in it that kind of that weave, where you pick up different influences and stuff. It's just, you know, I think it's just kind of two different takes on that kind of punk rock with a pop kind of style. Because Yellowcard's definitely very pop. Yeah. But definitely can, you know, pull off a rock song. Yeah. Right?
I would say so. Okay. I mean, you're here.
I am here.
And
you're here.
It's true.
Here we are. I know that we are planning on, we're definitely going to plan on doing a headlining run soon. And what you can expect is just a lot of us on the road, which is really fun actually to get to tell kids, you know, or whoever's at the show, because everyone's like, you gonna come back, you gonna play more songs? Like, the answer is yes, we are gonna come back, and maybe we're gonna come back twice this year. We definitely want to kind of make sure, you know, every city knows about the album and knows that we're back, and so a lot of work this year. That's what you can expect. We'll be on the road.
Do you think you're gonna make a stop back at Starland?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been amazing. This is my first time playing here.
Oh, really?
The other night was, and I'm already excited that we got to come back. Not only 2 days, you know, just 2 days later. So,
nice.
But hopefully, if not here, then I know somewhere close.
Yeah. So I'm not even sure what the next closest one is. I guess Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Well, they've been here before, so I don't know why we wouldn't come back. And they've always talked about how great Jersey is. So,
yeah.
And they were right.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I mean, come on, we have the Jersey Shore, which is just the highlight of our state.
Yeah, you must be very proud.
It's entertaining to watch.
It is.
I don't know if you watch, but it's really entertaining.
My girlfriend watches, so I end up sometimes watching, but I can't really stare at it for too long.
No?
My eyes start to catch on fire. Wow. I've definitely had a bunch. I actually, when you say that, what first comes to mind is that a long time ago, after I was on tour with Key, I was playing in Jacksonville, and there was a band that was on tour with us. This was Craig's brother and Dogwood, and then there was another band called 238 that was on tour with us, and they were like, hey, you should play guitar with us like one night, because it was just a 3-piece. I was like, I love your band, I'd love to play guitar. And I do this, and I'm there, first song, I fall off the stage.
Actually, like,
there was like a little hole, but I don't know. This is a horribly designed place. It was a milk bar in Jacksonville, and there was like a rut in between where the speakers were and the stage, just enough for like someone's legs to get like. I can't imagine why they did that, but it was like the first song that I went to like hit, and I must have stepped, and I just fell, and it was really embarrassing. So that probably is, if that's what still comes to mind, that's got to be my number one blooper. I think about the old tour, like I remember going to it in '96 when I was a younger man. I saw like Lagwagon and NoFX and Pennywise. It was just this really cool thing. And I know that, you know, some people go, well, it's changed and there's these bands and I don't know them, but, you know, again, when I enjoyed it the most was when I was a kid, and I think that's kind of what it's for, you know. I'm sure there's a lot of bands that are playing this year that I haven't heard of, but I'm sure a lot of people have.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people like to talk bad about that tour, but I've had a great time on that tour. Not only playing it, but also, like I said, my favorite was one of my favorite shows I ever went to. So if they're able to take all these bands that people love and put them together in one day, like, you know, it's awesome. I got to go to Lollapalooza when I was a kid, and it was like Smashing Pumpkins and Beastie Boys. It was amazing, you know. So just because, you know, some of the bands maybe, you know, I haven't heard of this year doesn't mean that, like, it couldn't be like the greatest day of someone's life. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it's for. So I've never had anything like super like creepy or, you know,
really?
like, yeah. I mean again,
out.
maybe. I'm sure those guys have better stories as far as that goes, because they've had a little bit different than I have. But no, I think it's awesome when people want to talk to you or care about what you do, you know.
Mm.
I know sometimes it can get too much where people are like, it's a, you know, where it actually is like too much where you can't go outside without getting harassed. But
I don't know if you can go outside right now. There's quite the crowd.
I go in and out all the time. No one knows who I am. It's awesome.
Isn't it nice to be the newest guy?
The new guy is great.
Nobody knows.
And even still on this tour, you know, All Time Low is definitely the top act here,
Yeah.
and so that's also nice because, you know, it's mostly their fans getting here at 12 in the, you know, noon, and they're here all day. And I can just kind of walk around and no one gives me a hard time, so it's fine.
I mean, you have a bit of a Zach look from
That's kind of you. He's a handsome man, but no, they never confuse me. I don't have the arms.
Well, no, you're slightly less muscular.
He definitely
has been working out a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the face a little bit.
That's very kind of you.
No problem.
He's a handsome man. I tell him that all the time.
I'm glad.
Yeah, he deserves it.
All right. Well, thank you for taking the time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.